Okay, so today I'm going to show you a little bit about using mockups, digital mockups. So a digital mockup is a file that you create to showcase a new design on a particular product using a photograph of the product and then applying the design digitally. So you can use this for t-shirts, mugs, signs, any kind of a product that you're going to be applying a digital design to. You're going to start with a photograph of that product. So I'm going to show you how to do this, how to make them in Cricut Design Space, in Silhouette Studio, and also in Adobe Illustrator, which is my favorite. So in Cricut, we're going to start by uploading our photograph. So here I've got a photograph of a sign that I've made. I'm going to bring that in. And the purpose of doing this is that I can apply multiple designs to the same board without actually having to make the sign. So it's a nice way to showcase new designs with a little less work. So I've got brought in my photograph. Now I'm going to bring in a design. So here's my design that I'm going to bring in. Okay, so this is my design. I'm going to just resize it so that it's going to lay over top of my photograph properly. So there we go. Let's put that in there. Now, in order to what we want to do, and the reason that Cricut and Silhouette aren't the best for this, is that what we're going to do is save this as a photograph. That way you can post it on a website, online, to share with your customers so that they can see some of the designs that possibly could be applied. Okay, in Cricut we have to make sure that we make all of these prints. So this was the design here was an SVG file that I had made. So it's a cut file unless I go in and change it all to print. So I have to do that. If I had brought in something else, like a PNG or a JPEG, and had Cricut trace it when it was in the upload portion, I could have told it that I wanted it to be a print file right away, but this was an SVG. So anyways, there's my little mock-up all made. I'm going to just select my whole thing here and attach them. That way my design will stay on top of the photograph when I send it over to the printer. I'm going to hit make it, and there it is. And I'm going to, got no internet maybe. So I'm going to hit continue, and it'll say send to printer. So I'm going to say yes, I want to send it to the printer, and I'm going to send it to a printer called Bolsa, which is a free program that allows you to make PDF files from other programs. So people use this a lot with Silhouette if they want to transfer their Silhouette designs into PDF files or into another format, so that they can take things they've designed in Silhouette Studio and make them compatible with other programs. So I'm just going to hit print there. It'll take a few minutes, or not a few minutes, a few seconds, for it to be sent over to that Bolsa printer. And then the Bolsa printer is just going to ask me what kind of a format I want to save it in. So I'm probably going to tell it a JPEG, and it'll ask me where I want to save it, the name I want to give the file, etc., and I can go ahead and save it there. Yep, so there we go. Okay, I can choose to use a PDF, or I can make it a JPEG or a PNG, or a variety of other different formats. So I don't really need to save this one, but if I did want to, I just hit save. At this point, I'm gonna hit cancel, and I'm gonna jump on over to Silhouette, and we're gonna walk through the same process there. So file, and we're gonna go open, and here we're gonna bring in a photograph from this. So we're actually going to post a group of these mock-up images. So as I'm scrolling through here, you can see I think there's about 61 different shots of different products. So serving trays, t-shirts, a lot of signage, because that's primarily what I do. Yeah, so we'll pick one of these. We're gonna open it up. There we go. And we're just gonna resize that a little bit. And I do most of my designing in Illustrator and most of my cutting on an industrial larger machine. So I don't use either Cricut or Silhouette very often. So my version of Silhouette software, I cannot use SVG files. So we're going to go find a PNG file that I can use to apply my design here. So PNG files are here, and we're gonna grab, there's a neat little bike somewhere hanging out in here that I liked. Okay, so we're gonna grab that bike, and I'm just gonna click on it, and I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna paste it onto here. Oh, and it's almost exactly the right size for that. Not quite. We'll just shrink it down a little tiny bit. There we go. And one of the neat things that you can do in Silhouette is you can adjust the transparency. So I find that can sometimes make my design look a little bit more, my mock-up look a little bit more authentic if I just make it a little bit more transparent there over top of the sign. So there we go, I've got that done. Then I'm just gonna go File and Print. And I'm going to print to Bolsa again, and it'll show up, and then I can save that one also as a JPEG if I want. Yeah, so that's how to do that in Silhouette. In Adobe Illustrator, same exact thing. Just open my two files. So there, that's Bolsa just opened up there. So I can give it a name, save it, that sort of thing. So that's my Silhouette one. Here I'm gonna just let's just see what we want to kind of assign we're gonna work with here. Let's go with this one. Okay. So there we go, and that, and then I'm going to open a design file. So I'm going to use this as an SVG file. So this SVG file is black. I tend to design always in black and white. It's just easier to see. But we're putting it on a black sign, so we don't want it to be black. We want it to be, make it, oops. Okay. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so there we go. We got this black sign here. Whoops. I always put a border around my design, so I don't want that border on there. Select this. We're going to make it, whoops. Okay. So one thing I have to do is, if I want to have access to being able to change all of these things, actually I'm just going to delete this. We're going to change it to white over here, and we're going to delete this path. So delete that path. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to change this so that it's all, whoops, it's not going to let me. Okay, So if I wanted to let me do the whole thing, I'm going to have to put it on a new canvas. There we go. There's my chair. So I'm just going to put it on into a new document, and then there we go. I'm just going to rotate it slightly so that it's nice and square with my sign there. And now I can make that design white. And again, I can adjust the opacity of this. So I can just go up here, I can adjust this so that it looks just a little bit more realistic there. So there we go. And there's another mock-up that I could then use to advertise that sign if I wanted to. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. There will be this collection of 61, I think there's 61 of them, different photographs of the signage, the t-shirts. I think there's some pillows in there, serving trays, a round clock face, that sort of thing. I'm going to post them on Etsy for sale, so that if you don't want to go to the trouble of making all those signs and taking all those photographs, those will be available for sale. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.